Heyo everyone, it's Mayo's Pawn, and welcome to my top 10 favorite Super Mario power-ups. Now, a few rules. I'm only looking at before I get into rules, I should probably explain power-ups in Mario, since this is the first franchise series list I've done since my first countdown. So, power-ups in Mario games. Part of why this is probably the best platforming series out there. Power-ups are, for the most part, always fun to use. God dang, I just love them. So I want to talk about my favorites. Now, a few ground rules. The power-ups that are entirely different characters, such as Yoshi, will not be counted as. Along with basically everyone else, I view Yoshi as more of a character than a power-up. Considering, he's got his own series. And I'm only going to be counting power-ups from the mainline power games. So nothing from the RPGs, Luigi's Mansion, Donkey Kong Country, the Wario games, or I'm Captain Toad. Besides that, everything else is fair game. Well, let's move on to Coming in, number 10 is the latest and greatest Mario power-up in the Super Crown. Now, the reason why it's so low / on the list is it gives you basically the reason to play as Toad at the new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. As it gives you a brand new character that has a bit of differences than the rest. For the reasons that it's so low is because, one, since it's so new, I doubt that a lot of people have had a lot of experience with it to call it one of their favorites. And the fact that it doesn't do much other than give you some more options to play, which Super 3D World and 2 already had without any special power-up. So that's why it's on here. I like it more than certain power-ups that may or may not be brought up in a later countdown. Anyway, let's move on to number 8. Coming in, number 9 is New Super Mario Bros. Wii's. That's kind of awkward to say. Propeller Mushroom. This, when you spin the controller, I don't know why I said it like that, but I'm going to for some reason. When you shake the controller, you spin up into the air. It's kinda basic, but I'm pretty sure a lot of other Mario fans really like it. Also, I have a bit nostalgia towards this power-up because it was the first real Mario power-up that I got in a Mario game. I mean, I know that there are super mushrooms, but those are boring. They just give you another hit and are able to destroy brick blocks. Anyway, let's move on to number 8. Coming at number 8 is the giant mushroom. This, just like the Starman, another beloved Mario power-up, will give you temporary invincibility. Nothing can stop you but bottomless pits. And oh man, do I like this. I like this more than the Starman because the Starman you go, I gotta go fast now. You just feel like an unstoppable force when you have the giant mushroom. And that's something that I like in video games. A lot. Why it's so low? Once again, the invincibility is temporary. But it's really freaking fun to use. Coming at number 7 is the Hammer Suit. The first one and done Mario power-up on this list. And well, how do I say this? It's great. Phenomenal even. I just love it. It's just so fun to use, considering in the original Super Mario Bros. Hammer Bros were easily the most annoying enemies in the entire game. Dear God, did they suck. And they're still chunking today. The Super Mario Bros. 3, they went ahead and gave you the power of the Hammer Bros, despite being incredibly rare to you, and oh boy is it fun to use. Once again, well, I didn't mention this before with any other powers, but the reason this is so low is because, well, it's kind of, how do I say, very rare. When power-ups are more common, I tend to use them more because they're easier to get. Simply put. But that does not belittle the Hammer Suit, as I like it enough to put it at number 7 on my list. Now number 6, the Double Carry, which allows you to create 2, 3, 4, a million Marios. And Luigi, Peach, Toad, and Rosalina. But that's besides the point, because this is a pretty good item, all things considered. I mean, the idea of cloning yourself is just great. And I know everyone mentions, but you don't know which Mario is the real Mario. You could be playing the entire game with a clone, and Five, for some reason, made this list in Halloween. Not exactly in Halloween, but in October and around that time. Maybe I would actually bring that up for why this power-up's awesome, but I just like the idea of cloning yourself. So, yeah. There's that. Next power-up. Topping off the top 5, we have the Cloud Flower. And oh boy, is this one good. In Super Mario Galaxy 2! First time we're actually mentioning a 3D game on this list, and the list is halfway over. Weird, but okay. Considering the 3D games tend to be better ones in my opinion, but let's not get on a tank. Wait a second, I just started Super Out 3D World. I'm an idiot. But that tangent aside, this is another one and done power up, but it's still really good in my opinion. As every time you shake the Wii remote in Super Mario Galaxy 2, you create a cloud platform. This makes the perfect run, how do I say, not as impossible. but still pretty impossible. It's just extremely useful power-up in most situations. And you have a limited use, but you just have to collect an cloud flower in order to get some more clouds so you can create more platforms. Coming in number 4 is the fire flower. And I'm pretty sure everyone knows that this is truly a classic power-up. Where, yeah, classic, great English. Classic plus basic, but it's still really darn good, as seen by it made all the way to number 4 on my list. And, what can I say other than it's beautiful. This was actually originally going to be number 1. However, when actually making the list, I realized this isn't my favorite power-up. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's been literally every Mario game that's a platformer, I think. Except Super Mario Bros. 2 in the US. It might have something to do with that, I'm not sure. But anyway, let's get to the top 3. Coming in at number 4 is the Super Leaf. Incredibly basic power. You can hit enemies with your tail, and if you hold A, you can hover in the air for a short period of time. I really like this power-up, and I think everyone does at this point. I mean, it's made a bit of a comeback recently in every Mario game that's a platformer, since 3D Land to until I think Odyssey now, so there's that. So, not too much to say. It's a great power-up, and a lot of people like it. And it's decently common. So, number 2. Coming in as the 3rd place, I thought that... Yeah, it's actually the 2nd place. I forgot how to count. The runner-up for my favorite Mario power-up is the blue shell. Not from Mario Kart, as that one can go die in a hole. And the one from New Super Mario Bros. DS. Another one and done power-up. What can I say? It's extremely useful. Most of the time, it's just extremely fun. You get in your shell like you're one of the Koopa Shells you can kick. Except now you can jump and stop whenever you want without possibly needing to time an extremely precise jump. Oh boy, this is a good one. And my number 1 favorite Mario power-up of all time is the Super Bell. Yeah, this is my favorite. Some people really like this power-up. Some aren't the biggest fan of the power-up. But I haven't heard anyone call it their favorite Mario power-up. However, I really liked it for a long time. Was Rico gonna be the runner-up? But I ended up liking it so much that, well, it took the number 1 spot. didn't mean to do that, but you turn into a cat, you can climb walls, which is already amazing, and scratch your opponents. Basically, the super leaf. Oh yeah, you can also do this dive maneuver thing. Basically, the super leaf, but even better. And that was already a candidate for number 1 at one point. And admittedly, this is probably number 1 because I'm a bit of a cat person. I like the cats. So you can hand me in the comments all you want. Say, oh, you're biased. But when you get to think about it, aren't people just having opinions bias, technically? Because that's sort of what an opinion is. Just saying. But anyway, next time, I'll be doing a review of New Super Mario Bros. U. See you guys then.